Wow, welcome to an elite play-in match between OS and SAV. How you doing, Bango?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm really good. I'm really excited to watch some Inferno gameplay, which neither of these teams have really played aside from SAV losing a match on Inferno once. What do you think we're going to see tonight?
I mean, definitely some high pressure moments. Both teams are trying to make it playoffs right now. If OS wins, they should make it over SAV, and if SAV wins, they should make it over OS. So hopefully we see some people getting a little shaky, get some nerves out, and watch some good CS because of it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I actually had an inside line to the OS Elite channel before this match, and I was trying to understand maybe a bit about the tiebreaker situation at the Elite tier. And it seems like if OS wins tonight, there will be a three-way tie for teams with 5 wins. And it should be pretty interesting what happens there. It's going to depend as well, I believe, on NA nades and what happens with their match if OS are going to get in based on a win tonight. So it's an interesting situation. There's a lot of math involved and geometry, trigonometry. I don't really understand any of that stuff, but I know it's going to play a part. So
We can only hope it goes down to the GM 1v1 and we get to watch the GMs battle it out for their teams.
Hmm. Interesting. Well, I'm aware that the GM of OS is a Chally player, if I'm not mistaken. Not too sure about the Sav GM. I actually don't know who that is.
No, I don't either. I would back Spence.
I think
As a
Spence could,
former OS player, I think I have to.
as a current OS player, I think I'll say that Spence would win that. Looks like we're about to get underway here.
Oh yep,
Now,
loading in.
we have a
And
console. Can we type SV underscore cheats space true? No, okay, we can't do that. Looks like an early split up to T apps here, and unfortunately, OS have done the classic three towards B to start the pistol round here. Sav have cut noise as they line up four into T apps with one player hopefully going to apply some noise towards Banana here and try to sniff out what kind of setup is going on. The two A players for OS do have a decent chance here with their positioning, both being towards pit and balcony here. The flash is out. Here they come. That is 1-1, and then down to the pit player Cam, who goes 1 for 1 as well. And it looks like the player who was towards B, I think that was Little Brusca, even got one of the CTs there. So this is a 2v2, and we'll see what happens. Now, Bango, what do you think of the A retake on Inferno? What are your thoughts on this map and the A site as far as retakes go?
it's gonna be hard for the CTs to retake. They have no kit, no smokes, nothing really to try and put any pressure on. If the Ts just hide and try and play their trades, the CTs really have no chance retaking this. That
No
being
kid in
said,
play. This is a full stick coming in, and teammate is down. He is off, and Dav will clean it up.
yeah, it wasn't a great plan coming out from OS, to be honest. They kind of just turtled into both bomb sites, leaving their stack all towards B and then not taking any space towards A. And the Ts were just able to walk up and execute on them, getting an easy plant and a 2v2 to close it out.
Yeah, I would say that that's probably to be expected for a team that hasn't even played this match. Excuse me, this map at an official this season. You know, they're probably going to have some pretty passive tendencies early on until they get comfortable. Looks like another B stack, and it's all down to number 2. I don't know who that is on OS with the Apps Deagle play here. See what he can do. Gonna have a Mac 10 coming right at his face in a second.
He was getting a little nervous walking down long haul, decided to turn back.
I respect that. That's unfortunate. But, you know, you could see the inconsistency. Wasn't quite sure what to do. Do I run it down or do I tuck? And he kind of got caught in the middle between both of those options. And now he's dead.
Yeah, like I said, definitely a high pressure match. You can see already a little bit of overthinking coming in from the CTs. And
Yeah.
in this situation, it seems like it might even be worth them trying to keep these deagles in
Let's keep
play. Their
those
money's going
Deagles.
to be
Yeah.
pretty bad next round, and They might be better off trying to save for an off.
There you go, Catalyst. Good little UPS. USP kill, excuse me.
Yeah, UPS not in this game.
UPS not in this game, thankfully. Fortunately, we are not watching Keegan. Good cleanup on the saved Deagles. I was liking seeing Hallow get active and try to clean that up himself. We were just talking about it before the stream, but as a recent sub for SAV, he posted a 1.56 rating last week, dropping 26 kills in a win for SAV, so that's pretty cool. Hopefully we can see some really aggressive stuff out of him, maybe towards Banana, if we could just see some classic, you know, Nico or Kindar plays up Banana. That'd be a joy to watch.
Yeah, definitely a standout player, even with just one match play. He's topping elite stats right now.
Maybe a future friend bring-up. Maybe a future teammate of either of us. Who knows? SAV have totally taken lane here, but there is a boiler flank coming in. He is making noise. He will get nothing. What a play by Hallow, who we were just talking about. And that just really dampers the sales of OS here, who might have actually had a pretty nice line into it. Either a retake or stopping the plant entirely, but the bomb is halfway ticked down now, and they're just not in much of a position to do anything here.
Yeah,
again, you'd think they would
losing two
save.
players.
Absolutely. Again, you would think they'd save. It looks like that's the call now, so they can get out with 2 rifles. Money's still not going to be great next round, so you're going to see, hopefully you'll see a force with some MP9s, and I'd like to see something maybe a little more aggressive from them. What do you think?
Yeah, they keep overstacking the B bomb site and then not actually taking any space off of it, where it's a little bit... It feels like they aren't confident in what they want to do as a game plan, and they're just trying to hope that SAV comes to them and makes their game plan work, rather than bringing their game plan to SAV. So I would agree, definitely want OS to try and take the reins in this next gun round, especially just with the 2 rifles. Try and see if you can get some sort of opening and bring the round to your team.
Absolutely. It looks like we're just going to bring 2 Deagles out and very basic pistol around the 2 rifles, so not much in terms of firepower for OS this round, but they are stacking, or rather just more playing the traditional 3-2 default A and B. But both pistols are towards B now, and this looks like the first round that SAV are going to hit B. 1 down, 2 down, and that is the site. Now we have rotators fast coming over. Only one of the rifles, the other one seems to be probably in a pretty good position to simply save here. Catalyst is going to have to do much more than that, and it's not going to happen. So that should be 4 for SAV.
If Catalyst had got that kill through the smoke, they would have almost had a shot, because Cam got 2 Deagle kills off screen on the other side of the map. Not quite sure what SAV was doing over there, letting him get both those kills, but they take the bomb site, and now it looks like OS kind of have to save, keep these rifles going into the next round.
Yeah, absolutely. If I'm in charge of what's going on with OS right here, I'm probably going to be screaming at Red to get out of there right now, but he looks content to maybe try to poke for 1 kill here. He does get the 1, and now he dips, so that's good to see. I'm not sure if there's a second AK available in TAPS. He might be heading to get that if there is right now.
It was another round where OS just kind of sat around and waited, and really just want to see them try and take some space somewhere on the map and not let SAV do their own game plan.
Absolutely. That's a little frustrating there to get the 1 and get greedy there. Not really in much of a position to do that. You know, that 1 kill was, you know, not much impact to be found there, getting the 1 kill and then losing your gun. But they do have a full buy on the back of it, so not all is lost. Just the 1 AK.
Yeah, let's see what Red can do here with the op. Maybe he gets an opening.
It's interesting that Red has the op. I typically thought of Catalyst as the op, or at least I see him wield it pretty often here. So we'll see what he can do.
Again, pretty passive on the opening even with the op.
Yeah, absolutely. That almost could have swung pretty well for a kill by OS there on Banana, but that Molotov, that anti-Molotov towards car, good timing on that. So the B players are going to back up, doing it a second oranges and a CT setup here. We'll see how quick they are reactionary-wise with the smoke grenade if they choose to throw it and choke this off. The bomb is here, and the players towards alt and mid are backing up to come as well and reinforce. OS still have 3 towards A. And nobody has budged on B. CT smoke is out. The counter CT smoke, or excuse me, the counter lane smoke is out. So I'll see you in 30 seconds, Bango.
You saw OS think about rotating over Catalyst, and then he ran back just with the one lane smoke presence from SAV. So really, OS giving a lot of respect to SAV where they don't need to be giving respect. These sound cues of dropping off towards Nubox also going to be pretty huge as they run into the site. They know where at least one player is.
Absolutely. Here the hit comes now. Really good job by Tumas here, standing tall by himself so far. He will go down. He has another player to trade him, who has not shown presence yet. He activates now. One left on site. Hopefully his teammates can come through if needed. Nope, not necessary.
I say the sound cues were huge, and apparently the T's heard it and then forgot about it, or assumed Thomas was actually the
Could
one
be
they
some
were
loud
hearing.
comms. Yeah, could be some loud comms coming through that mask that. You know, for an instant there, you had whoever was at bottom mid for Sav was trying to make some last second noise towards mid. I actually think that might have just sunk it in that it was going to be a B finish more than anything else. But with that said, even the rotators weren't necessary there. The 2B players actually held it down,
Yeah,
along with
great
the initial
hold.
kill. Yeah, very good hold, but still really passive. You know, you can play the game that way. It is doable. It's not exciting to watch, but it got the job done to get them through it. Extremely aggressive play from Tag here. A huge tag down the team down to 6 HP, so some
And
team
full
damage
car
back as well.
space.
Full car space immediately. We're at 130. It was actually more like 135 or so when that space was taken and uncontested really.
Yeah, OS need to try and group up and fight for some sort of control here.
Gonna be a solo
Cam's
peek
just
by
gonna-
Cam. Not traded initially, then he will go down. Unfortunate that the off can't get that trade kill. That should have been the last cannon kill. Not sure why the utility was used primarily there. That's frustrating. He'll try to make up for it with a wild swing on the lane. We've got 2 T's and apps right now who are backing up just because of the op being spotted. But with all that said, no trade on that kill and an off whiff. It's still a 4v2, albeit Tumas is down to 6 HP.
Yeah, just a little too disconnected from the T's when they're trying to run out onto site there. If they were a little
Absolutely.
bit closer and get out onto Belk to try and trade that off, they maybe have sight. And instead they're trying to fight from this low numbers position.
Absolutely. Really good angle from Tumas there with 6 HP. That's unfortunate he didn't get one, but that's about as good as you could maybe expect if you're going to hold an angle on lane, or excuse me, arches like that. But he does get info. They should know that over here. Wild swing by Catalyst. Good pick. Untraded. Bomb is
He's
no
got
choice
10
but to try to
seconds,
scale
no
towards
time.
B. Yeah, not much time left. So you'd think he might go into church and just save here, but he's going to try to stick the plant, not knowing that Scalby's waiting for him. It is 4-2.
But Cam tried to re-clear some space into apps when they lost that player on B, or lost all that space on B, but it was really a coin flip whether he got that kill and got out
Absolutely.
or just immediately got killed. So
Yeah, absolutely. And the kill did go untraded back onto Cam, but I'm not sure what happened with the other kills off screen. But yeah, definitely the split between Apps and Boiler fell apart there. And the passive plays are starting to work for OS now with more utility and guns to go behind it. So really fast eco play up to car, 1 down. That's 2, 3, 4.
yeah, that's a B player's dream right there. Smoke top banana, run through the smoke, you get free eco kills.
Yeah, no flash on top of it. I'm not sure actually if there was, and it just didn't land flush enough to catch the Sandbags player or not, but good job by OS. Standing steady, that's pretty hard to do, to be honest with you, so I'll give full credit there. It's pistols, yes, but spraying down 5 with an M4A1S, pretty good job.
Now they need to stand there and fight the same way on a gun round. That's what
Absolutely.
they've been missing a lot of these rounds, or when they've tried it, they've got picked off.
Yeah, it hasn't gone well at Banana, but they actually have clawed some success back with the passive setups, so again, as a T, it's really frustrating when you're playing this map and the CTs are posted on the sites, giving you no information. You can start to get in your own head a little bit, and it's really easy to make miscalls based on limited information. Now this is a great play, aggressive play. It goes the absolute opposite of how I thought it would, but I do like to see the attempt at least. So we go 1 for 1 towards Banana. we are going to have an Apps lurk, probably activating before boiler, if I'm mistaken. Now they need to clear site now. This is up. I say that, he throws a flash, so they should know one player is on site. If they do, they throw the Molotov. Catalyst is going to try to stand tall here and still hold on to Apps. Good wrap kill by Red with the AWP. Not sure if Catalyst knows that Pit has been given up, but it might not matter. It doesn't. The smoke down to Moto is down. This is going to be a post plant in a 3v2 setup.
They have kit and neutral. They should maybe see if they can get some sort of opening into the site. Hollow gives that up.
He does give that up. That's unfortunate. We'll see what else the CTs can do here. Both players towards Pit right now. Red is keyed in on this one. Misses the opportunity, unfortunately. A really good try from Tumas to try to click onto the Pit player, but not much you can do there. That's just really hard to do. Really hard to come back into that situation.
Yeah, I like the aggressive banana play, but then
I do too.
as soon as they lost that space, they then fell off on A and didn't manage to hold it out on A.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the biggest problem there was, even though you had that aggressive play down towards banana, the smoke that they had thrown towards bottom banana was, you know, sticking out into broom and logs, so it wasn't as safe as you would maybe like it to be. But I'll say thanks for trying. What a shot. Wow, what a shot. A nade back onto him does huge damage, but morally that's a defeat for OS.
Yeah, you gotta be ready for that if you're a top banana player.
Yeah, nothing sucks worse than dying that way. Cam is looking for the deep Apps. Full cap is very flush to him and easily kills him.
This is 2 solo plays in a row from OS and should be an easy closeout for SAV if they just play their cards right. And it looks like they are by walking into A. They just have to face this one off and Pit.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, smoking out banana right there just really does you no good. They should have been fighting back into banana a lot sooner than that, and on their way to rotate to help out Red, who's in Pit with an AWP, and they're shipping out. It's 1 kill, and immediately traded out by their balcony player with the AWP as well. Another solo play. The Catalyst gets nothing. Scalpy needs to save.
Yeah, if you watch back,
disjointed solo plays here by OS, unfortunately.
Exactly. If you watch back every single death from OS that round, there was nobody near them that could trade, where they just need to try and buddy up a little bit better and fight for space as a group rather than taking these 1v1 fights or 1v2 fights.
Absolutely. I think you can imagine too that the comms are probably not all that present for OS. That's typically the symptom, or maybe the cause, I guess, for when playing banana, or really just this map in general goes wrong, is that you're not getting key information from your teammates that you might need. Even the really micro stuff of, you know, what Molotov I'm throwing, or what nade I'm throwing, when I'm throwing it, you know, needing to know when it's clear to do a swing, or, you know, whatever it is. I think the most trade damage in that round was a HE grenade to brooms, or to logs rather, on that sick kill by Tachyon. That was a beauty, by the way.
Yeah, I'd like to see OS maybe even take a tack time out here. It seems like maybe if they take a second and regroup, they can get their communications in order and try and stage a comeback in the last 3 rounds. As it stands, 3 rounds, definitely not enough for going into the T side.
I definitely would agree with you. We see, I'm not sure if this is a mistake with the overlay or not, but I see a player with utility and only a USP. We see, again, a lot of just solo swinging out towards banana by OS. They do trade out 1 kill and a lot of damage onto another. This nade's going to probably claw some of that back in a second here. Just a bit. You think Red would like to go get a gun. As I say that, Hallow finds a pick onto the A site and another, and we have a 4v2. This should probably be another save. Again, the ideas in a very rough form are kind of there for OS on like what they're maybe trying to do with some aggressive plays. But I see just miscommunication on who should be swinging what, players bumping into each other on banana. That's a tilter. I would be unhappy with that.
If they kept committing banana there, they'd honestly stand a chance after they got that first guy down and they fought for the space, but instead they get a little scared and fall back out of banana, and it opens up weakness on A because they know that there was 4 towards banana, and
Agreed,
they lose
100%.
a site pretty easily.
And I don't want to take your roll away as being color here, but I'll give some credit to Sav. I think one thing I haven't seen yet, which is something a little common on Inferno a lot of the times, is the CTs might catch the bomb carrier in rotation and get a bomb down, protect mission kind of going on. I haven't seen that at all, so like really good discipline from Sav on, just keeping track of the bomb, keeping track of where they want to go, moving as a pack. So I don't just want to put down OS here because Lions have been playing a pretty good game, to be honest with you. They
Yeah,
haven't
I
had to
would
do
agree.
any crazy adjustments necessarily or make any bold calls as far as rotates, but they've just stuck with their kind of game plan and made the micro adjustments when needed pretty well for the most part. So good job to Lions.
And I wonder if that also is part of a symptom of OS failing at these aggressive plays, where they're not getting any bottom banana control or bottom mid control.
Absolutely.
So Sav kind of gets free reign to come out of banana, go up mid, go down mid, and back into banana with no information flowing in towards the side of OS, and they're just flying in the dark.
Absolutely. Now we did get a timeout there, which was great. So we have a full buy behind it, have an op out. We have an MP9 on Tumas who sacrificed a bit maybe to get that out. I would like to see a little bit of an aggressive duo towards T-Apps, or excuse me, from bedroom for the CTs, but it's more of the same kind of default here. We have two players towards Arch, one player playing balcony, a really early smoke onto the mid from Red. He's gonna have an obscured shot here on the lurkout. I don't even know if he sees him, he doesn't kill him, and his teammate next to him dies. It's unfortunate. Ham is gonna go get one back. He really needs to, get the second if it's given to him, but it doesn't look like they're too keen to push out just yet. Again, patience from Lions. So this is where you sort of need in that mid round. Red claws one back with a pretty gnarly smoke. We might need a replay on that. We might need the Mahone zone to get into that smoke grenade.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that smoke is trying to do with a huge gap on the right side that just lets you all peer through, especially
I don't
when they
even know where that came from or how that landed. I might download the demo.
It seems like it was at least something they were trying to throw with some sort of gimmick, but maybe it missed and
Sort of
gave that gap.
backfires. Yeah, pretty interesting. Unfortunate crosshair placement by Scalpy. He's going to go down. He leaves the Coffins player with the MP9, which is not really an ideal position to do the job. He does get the one lurk into Church. Bomb will go down. We have a player posted towards New Box. And I believe that's Jester towards Banana with the off. He's going to get challenged and flashed off the angle early, so he has to retreat. No spray through the smoke that's gone, actually, through CT. He gets retreated back to oranges. He'll get one. That was a gap given. Hopefully this does not convert into a win. That would be very unfortunate. And it's traded back by Red. So good job. That could have gotten really scary for OS, but good shot by Red.
Yeah, the first player in that 1v3 got a little overzealous peeking out of ruins before his teammates ran up with him, but otherwise well played from the last two, trying to group up and fight him as one, because obviously the op, you got to rebolt in your second shot. You can't kill two at once unless they line up for you. So great play from OS there, closing that out.
Yeah, good job. We're still kind of getting these rounds on the backs of individual kills with not much teamwork behind them, but if they can get 5 here, I think they can be pretty happy, all things considered. The scoreboard doesn't lie, so no matter how you got there, you got there. And that's a pretty even half to get into the second. Giving Banana immediately again. Absolutely no desire to fight for it. Red's trying to make up for it by getting aggressive mid. He'll reswing into mid and get cleared by full cap.
Yet another solo play out of OS, giving a free opening to the T's.
Yeah, absolutely. What's frustrating is, and Catalyst is going to go down, Cam is going to go down, so this is looking like an 8-4 half. I don't really love their setup that they're doing 2 towards Arch every round, with leaving the one player isolated towards maybe Pit or Site or wherever they're choosing to play balcony. It just hasn't worked really at all.
Yeah, they're playing Inferno like a team that hasn't played Inferno before, and obviously they haven't played Inferno before. Like they play the
interesting you say that, because yes, they have not played this map before.
They play very default setups every round, and they're getting punished for it this whole season. And looks like indeed Lions close it out 8-4.
Yeah, I mean, the stat sheet actually doesn't really show, I guess, like from more of a higher level, how I viewed that half of just much more teamwork taking place on the T side for SAV, for Lions. Whereas, you had some individual kind of cleanups here across the board for OS. Everyone sort of did their part to get those 4 rounds, but they were really hard to come by, to be honest with you. I don't really know what we can expect on this T-half from them. Again, we've never seen them play this map this season, so if I had to guess, and I don't typically gamble, but I'd put money on a B rush here. If you're down 8-4, you're probably thinking, hey man, let's just go banana.
They got 2 sets of dualies on the CT side, so a B rush might not fare too well.
Well, they know what they want to do. Again, that's the whole thing here. You know, Lions have only played this map once all season, but it just seems like they really kind of know what they want to do on this map, or sort of slightly higher level kind of tendencies on what to maybe take. No B rush. They're gonna try to split up 2 arches here. Now there's a player towards library already who they're fighting, and there's a quick rotator over towards banana that's gonna catch Tumas off guard. They know about the library player. He's gonna retreat and give them full CT space. There is, I believe, yes, only one player with dualies sitting new box on the B site here, so he's in for a challenge. They should, and I really hope so, that they do try to clear this out. They will, and they do succeed. Tachyon wasn't quite sure where the footsteps were coming from, maybe. We have a 3v3 post plant, 1 player lurking up banana, 2 players in towards church, 1 player new box for the T's.
SAV elected for no kit, so it's going to be a little bit challenging. They really got to get in here fast.
Absolutely. It's going to really just come down to aim here. First one the way of Hallow. At this point, if you're red, you really need to be maybe lurking back out and helping your teammate. He's going to go down immediately. No trade, insta. A team kill and another kill. Excuse me. The bomb, the diffuser's off. That should be the round.
Yep. Posted out. I don't know if the gush from Hallow helped Red get that kill, but it certainly
It certainly
was a
froze
nice
them in their
little-
tracks, I think, more than anything else.
Exactly.
The first 2 kills, I think, immediately, you know, maybe just a little disconjointed on who should stick and, you know, what to do from there. But a pretty good attempt, honestly, at a retake. Again, though, just, I mean, down to whoever on OS can kind of make it work on a round-to-round basis. So we'll see what they do here. Looks like SAV are going to start 3 towards B. Excuse me, 4 towards B. Hopefully we don't get too basic out of OS here and they run right into that. Good anti nades up to mid. That's 4. And Red's going to just keep an eye or maybe poke a little bit into banana, but nothing there, so they'll retreat off of that and just keep a T-stairs post. OS taking their time, which I do like on these rounds. It's really easy to run into the wrong stack with limited information on this map.
Especially with this Astralis stack, you hope that Red kind of cools his jets and doesn't lose the only rifle that OS is bringing into this round. I think SAV would be perfectly happy losing 3 and picking up this AK and saving it. Or sorry, Red's towards top mid, isn't he?
You know, I think you can concede that. They're going to leave, and 4-stack is coming down banana, just trucking through here. OS is taking a lot of time, so this might turn into something quite scary in a second. And as I say that, Scalpy goes down, throwing utility for his teammates. Cam overfighting and overextending with the bomb. That's the bomb down. Just so unfortunate, taking way too much time. There is a flash in here, so we're going to have a brawl now. Insta trade out. It's a 2v3. It's a 3v1, excuse me, a 2v1. And that's the round for Lions. Man, they just got paralyzed by nothing at all, it seems, at the top of mid, and just couldn't really make a decision to go. You sacrificed having Red down at bottom T-stairs, just kind of calling or being responsible for that exact situation, so it really left them with nothing to do. But yeah, really good timing and call on the part of Lions there. That's really frustrating for OS. I don't know how that they can maybe recover from that at this point.
That's another example of probably jumbled comms. If you have good comms there, you absolutely don't send anyone to commit back towards mid when there's 4 people there.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you. Just unfortunate the first death is who's throwing utility for your teammates, but they're even in their position, and the bomb itself gets dropped down mid. They do get an eco kill up to Arch here, and a 5v4 for OS. Looks like they want to split towards the back to B. The rifle pickup is dead. That leaves the bomb totally isolated in CT with nothing as the teammates come in to Arches as well, so we might see some further pressure. Now, this could be pretty key with whoever's banana right now coming up and maybe providing just a bit of a distraction here. Unfortunately, with the Deagle getting swung by a MAC-10, nothing to do. Now we do have a 3v3, so this is going to come down to the banana player. He's going to seed site, it looks like. Interesting swing, but gets the job done. It just seems like OS are really kind of watching this, I would imagine that I was watching 5 solo keywers and a face-it pug. It is a 2v2 post plant as Full Cap picks up red in church. He's being loud and heard. He's swinging out, no fear. Unfortunately, Tumas does make some noise himself there. And it's going to be down to Full Cap. Does he stick? Does he swing? Doesn't matter. Catalyst, way too early on the draw there. He had a lot of time to work with, unfortunately. He insta-swings off the tap. Gets cleaned up. Really good kill by Full Cap.
It was a nice try nonetheless. I think with an AK he might have ended up killing Full Cap, but either way, SAV picks up the round, and now they're only 3 rounds away from closing this out.
Yeah, absolutely. I just again seeing a lot of disjointed efforts from OS. It seems like it takes a lot of time in the middle of each round on what they want to do. But you know, they never played the map. They're just maybe a little uncomfortable on what exact route to take. Whereas Lions, again, only playing the map once, but they seem to know. They just seem to know what to do.
Yeah, and Hello, while not posting another 1.5, certainly is holding his own, being a sub for the team, and not being adjusted to their communication style. So props to him coming in and subbing in such an important match and holding his own.
Agreed, agreed. And we did have a tack timeout coming out of that round, but we have sort of a lighter half buy here from some of the players. They are all forcing, obviously, but some of them only able to bring out a pistol. A MAC-10, it looks like. Huge, massive nade down middle, as well as an op kill. And that just stalls a lot of the rush immediately on a fast play like this. They're going to go through anyways to this smoke. We'll get killed back. That's 3 down. It's 1 kill in return by OS, and it's instantly traded out, which I can't say I've said for OS. So
this is 3 out of the 4 rounds that they've thrown that early lane smoke and tried to fight Arch, and finally SAV really just says, no, you're not going to do that, and shuts it down. OS, I think maybe the playbook a little bit too light. They don't have anything else that they feel like they can pull out that is going to get them any sort of advantage.
Yeah, I would agree with you. It just seems a little desperate at this point. You have a scout coming out from Cam. I think they've probably all but given up at this point. I just don't know what you can really expect to get on the back of this here. Effort for the fight, but Jester with the op now. You know, random people are picking up this thing for Lions. Aggressive play by Hallow down towards mid. He does get one and done. Should have
Maybe
an
a little
interesting
too
timing
over
here.
eager to close it out.
Yeah, I would agree. Like I said, timing fight right there. Doesn't go the way as Tumas. The 2 banana players get cleaned up by Tachyon, who's had some pretty cool shots, I would say, on a personal level.
Yeah, nice little spray transfer there.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you don't always see that at every level in CSC, and again, just because they're pistols doesn't mean you're gonna always get those kills. I certainly don't. So he's locked in. I would say he's locked in.
And they might be locking OS out of playoffs if OS can't pick up this round.
Ooh, did you just come up with that?
I might have.
We'll fact check that after this. I'm not sure if that's a Bango original or not, but I liked it nonetheless. Scalpy's gonna run through the smoke here and get the brooms. As I say that, the second teammate comes through and gets traded out. A little wacky on the spray there from Little Brusca. You'd have to think maybe Tachyon is the secondary he might have hit the spray transfer a little better there. He seemed to do a 10-2 split on that particular instance.
2 very aggressive plays from SAV there, a little disjointed, kind of showing signs of what OS was doing early in the first half.
I would agree. I think they might have gotten a little complacent thinking they had this one in the bag. I would really like to see this maybe extend out so we could hang out a bit more and watch, maybe get a little exciting here. But the retake's on. They have tons of money and no reason to not go for it. Finally, Hallow's going to get a kill, but 2 of his teammates going down at the meantime, and that's an OS round. And by the way, for those of you that don't know, a 10-2 split is a bowling term. I don't know if you knew that, Bango.
I think I knew that. Not that I'm a bully.
Well, we could do some bowling sometime.
I couldn't
Or
come up
maybe
with
not.
any bowling related puns about OS, but they're gonna need 6 rounds in a row to bring this over. And
Well, here's what I could say. if I may, the O in OS kind of looks like a bowling ball, and the S could stand for split, or spare, or
Oh,
strike.
maybe. You should talk to Spence about that one. See if he's willing to rebrand into a bowling-related franchise.
Yeah, maybe some Big Lebowski-esque franchise names for the different tiers. That could be something.
I know there's at least one bowling-related CSC ESEA team, but
Really?
I'm
What
not
would
sure
their
they're
name
quite
be?
stream appropriate.
Hmm.
They
Could
did
you
take
tell me their
5
name?
rounds off of Liquid.
Oh, I see. I see. What would their team name be? Is that privileged information? Tons of utility damage in here, and the lurker and apps is going to go down. This is a pretty good and actually favorable setup as OS tries to take into lane building. Seem to know the ops there. They will get past it for now. They still have to deal with the apps player.
They're
And
very
another
scared
kill
trying
from
to
the
commit into sight.
Absolutely. And finally a trade back by Alliance. We do have a 3v3 post plant. It seems like OS are just kind of willing to seed and make the apps player kind of get it. We'll get one. That's two. Excuse me, that's a trade back by OS. And now a 2v1. All onto a player whose name I can't read because the bit. But it doesn't matter. That's 7 for OS.
Red with a nice little turn to kill the player coming up lane. Certainly not an easy position playing with the op when you have to split angles like
Yeah,
that.
agreed, man. That makes me feel awkward even if I'm just watching that. I get uncomfortable, so I'll give full credit there to Red.
It did feel like they were a little sparse on their exec. They left Moto open and didn't do anything to try and isolate the apps player, and then were late getting onto site. So hopefully they can be a little bit more committal when they're actually getting onto a site.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They should have a little eco mop up here, but they had a problem with ecos in the first
They
half.
did.
So.
They really did. Now they're expecting this beat down, this push down banana by SAV. If I am OS, I am planting the bomb right now, which they are. And good job by Scalpy just standing right in the front of the smoke, not having any of it. So, no kills by Sav or any guns to pick up right now. This, you would think would be a save with the mini pistols they have invested into the round, but they'll give them away. Regardless, they should have a pretty average buy next round. There'll be some sacrifices in terms of utility.
Yeah, I think they would have been happy to pick up at least one AK to
I
get
would
just a
agree.
little bit more util, so maybe
Yeah,
punching
I
their
would
desk a
agree.
little bit at their lack of both economy damage and not keeping a rifle into this round.
I would agree. I think that, yeah, that whole setup was based around maybe getting a gun from someone getting overzealous on banana. I think in hindsight you probably wish you had just full saved, but nonetheless, 5 A1Ss coming out. And actually pretty decent utility across the board. Just missing some smokes and some HEs and some spare flashes, but we're going to see a fast play from Cam who wants to risk it all and get the job done. He will get a sick little flick onto Jester. And we now have 2 players isolated in bedroom, but they are unknown, so this could really affect Dumas will actually hit the perfect timing, finds the other one, so they have full information. This should be a smoked out apps. It's going to be Molotov, actually, just to push him all the way back. And that should be a plant. And probably another round.
Sav looked a little bit more cohesive there than OS did. After they lost their arch player, you saw both players trying to come down and clear halls, but unfortunately they didn't actually fully clear halls.
They did not.
And it ended up costing them.
Indeed.
Either way, nice play from Cam coming through the smoke and getting one. But again, OS really relying on these individual plays and
Absolutely.
kind of
It's
putting
hard
it
to
up
replicate.
putting it up to a coin flip, or at least putting it up to their individual skills on whether they can get these kills. Cam has been the best player for OS this season so far with a 1.13 rating. So if you were going to send anyone in, it would be him.
Yeah, and that's, at least for me personally, when I'm playing the various maps of the illustrious pool that exists at the moment, running down mid on Inferno with an AK through a smoke towards arches and getting a crisp headshot is a pretty good feeling. So the confidence should be as high as it could be, I guess, for OS right now.
Yeah.
But again, probably on more of an individual basis. So a lot of these plays are really just coin flips, like you even said. It's just hard to replicate, but they've been mixing it up, which is good. So it seems like Lions are maybe a little unsure of what's coming towards them. We have another, just a saved AK from the previous round, and actually a foursome stack towards the A site here. Cam doesn't care. He's going to go through this. He's not going to clear. He will actually clear. It'll still go down, and they will insta-trade Catalyst. Good 180 there just to make sure that didn't get out of hand, because that really could have gotten scared. Now they're doing a beast play. They are running towards the AK, so this, again, this could all fall apart pretty quick if this doesn't go properly cleared or whiffed or whatever, what have you. They seem aware. We'll find him, and they will deal with it. One and done.
Definitely not the cleanest round from OS, but
Yeah.
assuming they can close this out, I think they'll take it.
I would agree. And that, again, a lot of these solo swings out, but, in that case, just facing a Deagle, he gets the job done. So shouldn't be too scary here. Just a Deagle being loud in church. He'll grab an AK. I would think he would save this if they let him. He seems content to stick around and maybe try to fiddle with the money of OS, but it just doesn't happen. I'm not sure on that. I probably would have saved personally. But
yeah, Little Brusco's a little short on money, and especially going into the next round, if they lose this one, that extra money would have been pretty huge. Trying to get out a better buy. OS bringing it back. If they win this round, SAV is going to be pretty light on money, and they might be able to bring this to OT.
Agreed. I'd love to see it. I'd love to see it. I haven't casted an overtime match yet. Early on, just a pretty basic 3-2 default. A lot of T's coming up T steps. They're going to be met with limited util resistance. But it does seem like SAV are aware that, yeah, indeed, that they're looking to just hit those fast aggressive plays up mid, so it's an early 3v5. This might be where the buck stops.
OS has been really reliant on these plays through mid from Cam, and finally gets stopped by Hallow, and
yeah, down to a 5v2 now.
Might just be the end of the road.
It might be, but it might not, but it might be. Down to a 4v1. All on the back of Catalyst. Hasn't had a terrible game, but this is really just too much to ask. They're so keyed on him. He does get one. And he gets traded by the op. Jester cleans it up and sends Lions into, I believe that's 6-win territory, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, excuse me, 5-win territory. So no tiebreaker with Lions.
Yep, secures playoffs for them. A nice win
playoffs.
over OS. Definitely will be feeling good after that.
Yeah, and I'll say appreciations to Lions for making that a little more interesting, giving us some more time to develop a storyline for the game. But OS really did, at least you can say they gave it their best shot. A pretty rough CT side to start us off with only getting 4 rounds, and they were just really sparse and spaced out. Seems more kind of just on the back of hiding on sites and just praying that you wouldn't get cleared out, or they got a couple of those CT rounds. But the T side, near the end, you saw some aggressive plays, which was cool to see. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have any more thoughts on what we just witnessed?
Yeah, definitely just showing a little bit of lack of comfortability on Inferno from OS, and makes you wonder if this was maybe their second or third Inferno that they played. They would have had a better look to what they were doing.
I think I'd agree with you on that. But again, still a decent game to watch. I think you can say that SAV do have some pretty good individual performers. I'm very interested in what went into the actual pick ban process there and kind of how we ended up on that map. It doesn't seem like either of these teams have a whole lot of overlapping picks. Again, even just Inferno, they've between them have only played the map once, so it's just really weird how we kind of ended up there. But we ended up on Inferno for a key match, and it was probably all I could expect it to be personally.
Yeah, definitely a good try this season from OS. They only had 2 single-digit losses, despite being towards the bottom of the standing. So a lot of close games from them, a lot of good tries, and unfortunately they couldn't close this one out.
Yeah, that's unfortunate to be on the receiving end of those losses a lot of the time. You wonder if it's maybe a lot of, giving up leads, or if it was more of just a little too late on some of the comebacks attempted. But with that said, they're out. Lions are in, and maybe we'll see them next week. Maybe not. Who knows?
We can only hope.
Yeah, I think you can end it.
My face, just another day on the shelf. Pull me from my silhouette. Years have been astray. Now a broken shell remains. I cannot embrace what I regret. Round and round, around I go. The spinning makes me ill. An image held inside the very world I build. Please help me now, 'cause I can't even feel enough to know if I get out. I'm numb to the pain, but hollow without. Floating in a world of glass, I can imitate. Got a smile worth its weight when the mirror breaks. There's someone else. Round and round, around I go. The spinning makes me ill. A hostage held inside the veil.